What's up, all my quarantine people? As you can see, I have my lights and they're still blown out, but that's okay because we're just gonna keep the video going. You guys saw the title of the video, and I'm talking about how we take everything for granted. And once I kind of do my little rant, this is gonna be a rant style video, and I want to tell you guys a little bit about what's coming up on my channel. But way before that, I want to talk about what I really wanted to share with you guys. So let's jump into it. I've been doing a lot of thinking since this whole COVID-19 coronavirus thing has gone on. Now, this is an incredibly unfortunate thing that we have all had to experience. This is something that hasn't happened, at least in America and countries similar, in 100 years. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, so don't fact check me, but it's been a long time, and you could argue that this is unlike anything that all of us watching this have experienced. And it's scary, and it causes a lot of anxiety, it causes a lot of people to question what's gonna happen, what they're gonna do, how they're gonna get through it. And it's caused a lot of us to think, and myself included. Now, I'm usually a really high energy person, and I'm still that, but I've been forced to go inside my head and realize just how lucky everybody is. This is unlike anything, and we really need to understand that we have been taking everything for granted. Think about it, just the pure nature of this disease. Let's start there. COVID-19. I'm not going to give you all the ins and outs of this. It's a coronavirus 2019. What makes this different is that this is a virus that has horns or spikes or something, and it affects the respiratory system. I'm not giving you a disease lesson because I am not an epidemiologist and I'm not the CDC, so we're going to continue on from here. But just the sheer nature of this disease, how it's spreading so quickly, we all take for granted our health. Like literally our ability to wake up healthy every single day, the fact that our lungs are functioning, the fact that we can breathe properly. We take our health for granted. Every time you wake up, whoever's watching this video, every time you wake up in the morning, you are lucky. You are lucky. And in the current world, we don't realize that because something like this has never happened to us, really. Not in my generation, not in the generation before, not even the generation before that. This has not happened. So our ability to wake up healthy in the morning now is a question. And that causes you to think, damn, why don't I work out? Why don't I keep my body healthy? This is the only body I have. I'm not talking about reincarnation. I'm not talking about a spiritual life. I'm just talking about now. This is the only house you have. And we take that for granted, the fact that we can wake up every single morning. And that has caused me to think like, wow, why aren't more people working out? Why am I slacking on my gym routine from time to time? Because like, hey, I'm guilty of that. We all are. But you gotta keep your body healthy. Be thankful, be thankful, be thankful. The next thing is we all take our freedom for granted. You guys are all watching this from quarantine. Nobody is allowed to leave their house unless you're going to the grocery store, if you're gonna do that, if you're not too scared to go. You know, there's no more going to Starbucks, there's no more going to Dunkin' Donuts, no more going to a grocery store. Really, I mean, there is, but like, the grocery stores don't have anything. We'll talk about that in a second, but you know, your ability to just walk down the street with an ease of mind, you know, you being able to say hi to someone while you're walking or at, you know, going to a convenience store and say hi without worrying, you know, we take that for granted. We take our freedom for granted. Now, there are some countries that don't have freedom like America and other countries similar have, but we take that for granted. The fact that you can wake up every morning and you can go get yourself a coffee at a coffee place, Pete's Coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, wherever else, that's beautiful. The fact that we have that, you need to appreciate that as well. And we don't have that because we're in quarantine. And that's also caused me to think. So once all this blows over, just be grateful that you can walk down the street and go get a freaking Diet Coke without worrying about catching a potentially life-threatening disease. The next thing I want to talk about is we all take our relationships for granted. Our romantic relationships, our family relationships, our relationships with our friends and coworkers, we all take that for granted because up until now, they're not going anywhere, you know? But like for me, my girlfriend went to Virginia where she's from and is there with her family to spend this whole quarantine. I haven't seen her in 2 weeks, and based on the nature of things and how the virus is spreading, I don't know when I'm gonna see her next, and that sucks. Also, we all take that shit for granted. You take, going to go get wings and beer with your friends. Me too. We all have to appreciate these things. The biggest thing that I really want to drive home is that everything that we have access to normally, health, food, freedom, all that stuff we've taken for granted for so many years because things have been so good. Now, I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about who's in office. I'm not talking about who's the ambassador of whatever and the governors. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about we take what we have for granted. So stop, be grateful. The way you're gonna get through this quarantine, just like me, just like everybody else, is you gotta be grateful for everything that you've had. You don't realize what you have until it's gone. How fucking true is that? Because I've never thought like this before. I've always been grateful for things that I've done in my career, in my friends, in my family. I've been grateful, but now that I don't have 95% of what I did, I really feel it, and I'm really, really grateful. And we all take the relationships for granted. Text your friends, tell them you miss them, send them a little voice memo, FaceTime them, Zoom call them. I did a Zoom call with literally like 12 of my family members, and my uncle said something that resonated with me so much. He was like, how come it took all this coronavirus stuff for us to actually do this? And that made me think too. We take this shit for granted. So the way you can get through it is just being grateful. And then the other thing that we take for granted is grocery stores themselves. How many times recently, since this whole coronavirus thing has happened, how many of you have gone into a grocery store and literally seen nothing on the shelves? There's literally nothing. No food, no toilet paper, no nothing. There are still countries that experience that don't have the ability to grab whatever food they want whenever they want it. But for America and countries like us, we can. And I've never gone into a grocery store and not seen anything. I've never gone into a store and not seen anything. Even on Black Friday, when there's hundreds of people rushing through a door, stepping on each other, clearing out the shelves, I always see that dude who works at like a Walmart rolling a cart with like 5 more TVs on it. This is the first time this shit has ever happened to us. Be grateful for being able to go to the store and get whatever you want whenever you want, because now we can't do that. And hopefully all this stuff will change, and it's gonna be long, and I know we're gonna get through it as a whole, as the world. There are gonna be people that are gonna be incredibly unfortunate with this, but the world is gonna get out of it. And for those of you who know people that have been very unfortunate with this, and those of you that may potentially be unfortunate with this, my heart is with you, and I've also thought about that. As much as we take our own health for granted, we take everybody else's health for granted. There's not been one day that I've gone without thinking about my grandparents and my mom and my sister and my cousins and aunts and uncles and everybody in my family. I've never really actively done that, but this has forced me to do it. It's gonna bring us closer. And also another observation while I'm ranting is politically, people are separated all the time. There's extremists on both sides. There's the people in the middle and every place in between. But now, it seems like people are starting to say, hey, you know what? Fuck all this political drama. This isn't a fucking episode of Scandal. We got real world issues going on here. And it feels like we're banding together. And if we can just, after this coronavirus stuff passes, if we can just remember everything we take for granted and how truly lucky we are, and we can just remember what it feels like to work together towards something, then I think our world will benefit. Aside from the people that are going to be incredibly unfortunate with all of this, I think that this is actually going to, and I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but I actually think this will be a positive for the world if we can just understand how lucky we are to be alive, and how lucky we are that other people are alive, and how lucky we are for our freedom and for the internet, because the internet's keeping so many people sane. If we could just remember that, the world will move on, and we will reach a certain point that I feel like we haven't in a very long time. And then a couple other things I just want to talk about, like, so I don't know what you guys are doing for the quarantine, but I kind of want to open this up to you guys in the comments. So everyone's going insane because of the quarantine for good reason. I want to know what you guys have been doing during the quarantine to keep yourself sane. I'll tell you guys what I've been doing. I'm taking this opportunity to work on myself. You know, I'm reading books. I'm learning things, either through books, on podcasts, audiobooks, research, anything, learning things. I'm meditating and I'm working out. And honestly, I can't go to the gym, obviously. I've been working out from home, and I've been the most consistent with my workouts in a very long time, and I feel great. And my whole theory behind wanting to keep my body, you know, intact, everyone's like, oh, it's quarantine, let's just like crack some beers and play Xbox, and like, I respect you if you're gonna do that, and of course I'm gonna do that sometimes, but like, for real, you gotta stay healthy now more than ever, because this is something that affects your lungs and can cause complications, so you got to keep those lungs strong. I'm going on jogs, I'm doing high intensity interval training workouts. I have elastic bands, not elastic bands, but like, you know, workout bands that I do curls and presses, and I tie around a fence and do things, and so I'm keeping busy doing that. And I'm also like writing some script ideas, because unfortunately the whole world is shut down, so the movie that I've been talking about isn't happening until next year. Which sucks because I've been really working hard on it, but it's fine because I'm moving on to something else. I'm adapting. I know I said this on another video, you just got to adapt. But I want to know what you guys are doing. Like, how are you guys staying sane? How are you guys keeping track of the days? For me, I feel like the days are, you know, getting blurry for sure, but try to get some sleep, try to exercise, try to read, just work on yourself, meditate. I've been meditating. I love meditating, and that's really helped me. And so I want to hear what you guys are doing. Anyway, so really quickly, since I got through all that entire rant, and this is just my rant series, so here's what I'm doing with my YouTube channel, because if you guys don't know who I am, because this is the first time logging in and you've stuck, or tuning in and you've stuck through this video, my name is Michael Yves Lavoie, and I'm an actor, I'm a writer, and I'm a producer, and I live and work in Los Angeles right now, but also, I have this YouTube channel to tell more of my story. I'm also a musician. I play guitar, I play piano, I write music. I feel like I'm also very good at that, along with, you know, acting and writing and stuff like that. So I'm using this YouTube channel as an opportunity to share my thoughts, like in this format, like this rant format, with my two lights over here, my half blown out holiday lights, my, you know, I want to have my rant series where I could just talk and not worry about anything. And I also, what I want you guys to know is I'm going to be starting some original mini-series ideas. So I'm actually writing one. I'm on episode 2 of a 5-part mini-series that I'm going to be releasing super soon on this channel. And I just want to let you guys know what it's about. It's about, it's called Lab Rat, and it's about a certain medication testing. And that's all I'm gonna say. So when you guys see that, know that I wrote that, I filmed it, I acted in it, and I edited it together, and I did everything. So I want to do that. I want to do the rant series. I know I'm backing up, but this is my rant shit. I'm doing my rant series, which is this. I'm doing my original stuff, like the mini series and all that stuff. And I also want to share some music that I've been doing. So much I've been super worried about, like, oh, well, Mike, you're an actor and you want to show people that you're an actor, but you're also a musician. And if you put out music on YouTube and acting stuff and rants, are people going to get confused about what you do? And I'm saying fuck that, because if you guys like me, you guys like me for who I am, and I think that you guys will tune in no matter what. So that's what's coming up. We have rant series, which is this. We have originals, which is going to be coming out soon, and we're going to have some music stuff just so you guys can see it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. And remember, stay grateful for what you have. That's the main theme. Stay grateful. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. Take care of your lungs. Take care of everything. And call someone that you love. And let me know how you guys have been coping with being quarantined. But until then, what I need you to do is I need you to like my video, I need you to subscribe, and I need you to slap that notification bell so that you don't miss any time that I post. I'll see you guys later. Thank you.